In this module, we will show you how to utilize the features within envisionit's unique Layout Designer tool. If you have not yet watched the video titled, How to Search, we recommend that you do so before starting this learning module. Understanding the various search functions will provide you with the foundation to better navigate the Layout Designer. The Layout Designer gives you the ability to create your own individual molding combinations, utilizing the extensive selection of moldings in the Cutter Woodworking library. Individual components can be placed within the Layout Designer grid, which will provide you with a scaled representation of both the height and projection of your design. These molding combinations can be easily converted to a 3D image with just 2 simple clicks. This feature allows you to provide your clients with a visual illustration, which can eliminate the expense of producing short custom runs for samples. One of the most exciting new features in envisionit's Layout Designer is the addition of realistic room application renderings. Whether you are creating a crown, base, casing, or chair rail combination, these realistic renderings will provide you with a visual representation of what the products will look like once they have been installed. Before we review our first project, let's quickly talk about how to place your items within the Layout Designer grid. Items for crown configurations should be placed in the upper left corner of the grid. Base mold details should be configured near the bottom and chair rail near the center, as shown in this illustration. It is important to place your items in this manner to accurately view your combinations in envisionit's room application renderings. When configuring a casing detail, there are a couple of different options for placing your profiles on the grid. The positioning of your moldings will be based on whether you want to view a 3D image or a room application rendering. If you want to view your casing detail in a 3-dimensional format, position your items horizontally, close to the bottom of the grid as shown. Then select 3D View from the menu. Placing your items in this location will provide an ideal angle to view the casing in the 3D format. If you choose to view your casing configuration in the room application rendering, you will need to position your items on the grid in the upper left corner. You'll achieve this by selecting your molding, click on Flip vertically, and then click Rotate, so each item is in the proper orientation. Repeat this process with all components and move them into this position, as illustrated in this example. Once you have all items positioned, you will select the Detail view from the menu to open the installation rendering. Keep in mind that the detail view you choose should be based on the molding application. Now that we've demonstrated how to place the moldings within the grid, let's walk through the steps of creating a project in the Layout Designer. When viewing any molding profile, you will see a button titled Add to Projects, Layout Designer. Click this button, and a pop-up box will appear, allowing you to add your molding profile to a project. You will start by selecting the quantity, which is determined by how many times the profile will be repeated in your design. From there, you can add your item to an existing project, or you can start a brand new project. When adding a new project, select your quantity, add your project name, and click Save. Continue this process, adding the desired items to create your molding combination. As you add your profile images to the Layout Designer, you will notice that all components will be located in the center of the grid. Placing the cursor over the center highlighted box, while holding down on the left mouse button, allows for free movement of the item, and the vertical or horizontal arrows will let you move the images in a straight line. You will continue this process, placing each individual item in the desired location, as illustrated in this example. Note that there are also menu options allowing you to rotate or flip your profiles if needed. Once you have all items in the desired position, click Save Design. Now that your creation is complete, you can quickly switch the view to a 3-dimensional format. This 3D image can be rotated, allowing you to view your design from various angles. These project images are often printed and utilized on job sites, providing the trim installers with information on how combination details were designed to fit together. Let's review how to maneuver your molding combinations when selecting the 3D view within the Layout Designer. You will begin by selecting 3D view from the drop-down menu. Hold down on the left mouse button to rotate the image. Use the scroll dial to increase or decrease the size. and hold down on the right mouse button to move and reposition your image within the block. One quick thing to mention. If you are using a touchscreen monitor or tablet, you can take advantage of all of these same features. Now, let's talk about how to view your molding combination in the room application rendering. Start by choosing the detail view from the menu. In this example, we have selected base detail, based on the design's application. As we saw earlier with the 2D and 3D images, these room application renderings may also be printed, and will include all of the pertinent information relative to the profiles that were used in your design. Another exciting new feature is the ability to add items to a favorites list. Users can customize this list by adding those items frequently utilized on their projects. Adding or removing an item from your favorites list is as simple as selecting or deselecting the star located next to any item in the envisionit library. Items included within your favorites list will also be shown in the lower left corner of the Layout Designer screen. This will allow you to quickly access these items and add them to your project without having to go back to the main menu. One final note. You will notice that there are some components which do not include an option to add the item to the Layout Designer grid, including those items that are primarily found in the door and stair component categories. For these items, click the View Details button, which will provide access to the same basic information, including PDF and AutoCAD files. We hope you found this tutorial helpful in providing you with the information to effectively navigate envisionit's Layout Designer tool. We believe you will quickly find envisionit to become an invaluable resource by helping to simplify the selection process for architectural millwork and doors. Be on the lookout for additional learning modules to help you discover all of the features and benefits that envisionit has to offer.